Hey, my name's Misty, and I am a chronic back pain sufferer, or I was. I started this channel to tell my story. I have suffered from pain from scoliosis from a spinal fusion at the age of 13 years old, and it has pretty much derailed my life and made a lot of decisions for me for the last 30 years. I'm now in my early 40s, and this last year has been particularly hard. I started out in January feeling like this is the year I am going to fix it. This is the year I'm gonna discover how to live my life without pain again. And so my first step was physical therapy. I went to a great physical therapist. Starting the year, before physical therapy, I was in pain a couple days a week, in that 5-6 range, pretty achy, a couple days a week. And maybe by evening, I was in that 8 out of 10, oh gosh, I'm just gonna lay on the couch while the kids do whatever. I have 3 children, and I'm a homeschool, stay-at-home mom. I live a pretty active life, and by the end of the day, I was just worn out. So I went to PT, and I felt a little bit better. By the end of PT, I did this for about 8 sessions, about 2 months. At the end of PT, I tried really hard to keep up with my protocols, and I just was experiencing more and more pain and more frustration, and felt like I couldn't do it without the physical therapist. At that point, I decided to go to a chiropractor and get some x-rays. This was a scoliosis specialized chiropractor, and see what he had to say. And he told me about that my x-rays looked good. Looked like everything was still intact from my surgery. No special spine degeneration, no crazy amounts of arthritis, maybe a little bit of arthritis. Talked a little bit about muscles and my back and tightness that I would naturally feel because of the shift in my spine. I still have scoliosis. The scoliosis never goes away. Even if after it's corrected, you continue to change. Your spine wants to change, and it's going to change and push your whole life. And so I, learning these discoveries, I decided that I was broken and I needed to be fixed, that I needed to change. I see I have a little bit still. It's hard to tell the white shirt maybe today, but definitely my right side. Can even see the musculature in my neck. I'm a lot weaker on my right side. And so I went to, so the chiropractor said, oh yeah, I can help you with your back pain. I can help you with future changes in your spine, help you to stay straight as you age. And that sounded great, but it came with a $7,000 price tag, a commitment to go every day for 2 months to his office, a half hour from my home, with another hour of homework at home, and some painful manipulation. And I decided that was not what I wanted to do. So I went back to the internet, went back to YouTube, back to all the research, and up until then, I was walking daily, walking a mile. A couple times a week, I'd walk 3 miles with my neighbor, and I was even running a little bit. And then I read an article written by an orthopedic surgeon that said after a spinal fusion you should absolutely not run, that it's too much impact on your body. You're gonna hurt the unfused vertebrae below or above your fusion, that it is a no never after a spinal fusion. And so I stopped running. And the next time I tried to run was a kickball game a couple months later with my children, and I had the most intense pain of running. I used to run. In spurts. I'd run a block, walk a block, run a block. I've never been like a big serious runner, but I would try to incorporate some running in my daily walk. And I stopped for a couple months, and then I tried, and I was in intense pain during this kickball game, and I reinforced to myself, oh, this guy was right. I should never run. Running is doing major impact to my body. Another impactful moment I've really just realized today, but this summer I was out on a walk with my dog, and my dog was attacked, and he bled, and it was ugly and scary, and I was afraid of seeing this dog in the neighborhood. And so that impacted my daily walk. After that point, I was nervous and fearful. I got the other dog's phone number so I could text his parents and make sure that we didn't run into each other in the neighborhood anymore. But I was in fear, and it was impacting my daily walk. And I continued to think that all this was my back. My back was getting worse and worse and worse. But really, it was the focusing on my back. The more I focused on the pain, the more my pain increased. If you've ever heard of the fear-pain cycle, I was in the fear-pain cycle. I got to the point where I couldn't load the dishwasher without holding my arms on my knees for support. I couldn't bend down and put laundry in the washing or dryer, take it out of the washer, put it in the dryer, without holding onto the machines for support. I got to the point where I couldn't do a sit-up anymore. And I'd gone to Pilates, and my Pilates instructor told me that my stomach muscles were just so weak. And I thought, that's just impossible. I used to be able to do a sit-up. When did I lose the ability to do a sit-up? And then I realized that it really was the pain. It was not muscle weakness. I was driving myself crazy, doing all the right stretching and all the right exercise. And there is one other reinforcing moment. A few years ago, I went on a jet ski ride and rode the tube behind the jet ski, and we went over some high wakes, and that summer I had a lot of back pain. And since then, I've always pointed back to that point. When I have back pain, I'm like, oh man, I really did something to myself that summer when I went on the jet ski. I'm never gonna do that again. I wish I didn't do that. I've really hurt my body. So I just keep reinforcing to myself, there's something structurally wrong. There's a problem in my body, and I just need to do enough exercise and enough stretching, and maybe I need acupuncture, maybe I need professional massage. Oh, I do use a massage gun at home, and while I'm using it, I feel great. And when almost the moment I stop using it, my pain goes back to its normal levels. I rest quite a bit. Sometimes I feel pretty good for a little while after I've laid down on the couch for 30 minutes and checked my Facebook or my Instagram. I get up and I feel good for a little while, and then I'm in pain again. Lately, my pain has looked like morning. I wake up and I feel a little achy. Midday, I've stretched a little bit and I feel a little better. I've gone for my morning walk. I feel like that helps me. And by 2 or 3 o'clock, I start to feel more and more sore throughout the evening, fixing dinner for my family, especially if I go sit on the bleachers at a football game. Definitely pain triggers, end up standing in the back by the end of the game. And so that's kind of been my life. And until this weekend I did something different. And I'm gonna use my next video to share about what what my new secret is.